everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial, and today we are on the Skaven train. Yes, today we are painting the all-new Warlock Engineer. Yes, another little character from Skaventide, which Games Workshop have very kindly sent me early to build up and paint for all of you, and that is exactly what we are doing. So we are going to jump in and we are going to start painting it. It has been primed in grey Seer. It's fitting, right? And the colour we're going to be using first is Sigvald Burgundy. And we're going to be applying this over the top of his robe. Starting here on the arm. And we're looking for a nice even coat here. And we don't want too much on our brush, so we get more of that pinky tone that Sigvald Burgundy has, as opposed to its darker, redder one. Just like that. So with that Sigvald Burgundy all applied, we're then going to take some Black Legion. And we're going to apply this over the top of the majority of his armour. We're not going to be applying this over the top of his pauldrons. So with that Black Legion all applied, we're then going to take some Guilliman Flesh, and we're going to apply this over the top of the tail, the nose, and the ears. So with that then done, we're going to take some Ratling Grime, and I'm going to apply this over the top of the rest of the Warlock Engineer's fur and skin. And again, you don't want too much on your brush here. So with that all done, we're then going to take some Cygor Brown. I'm going to apply this over the top of the gloves. However, there is a little upturned part of the glove there, which we're not going to do it over. And so with that then done, we're going to take some Black Templar. I'm going to apply this over the top of the wood of the rifle. And so with that then done, we're going to take some Snakebite Leather. And we're going to apply this over the top of, well, all the remaining leather details. However, we're not just going to do one coat of it. We are in fact going to do two. So just let this one fully dry. And then we'll do a second. We'll do it off camera because you don't need to see it twice, but just bear that in mind. We are going to be doing two coats. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Dark Angel's Green and we're going to apply this over top of all of the pipes and cables, and we're also going to apply this over top of the warp rock. So with that Dark Angel's Green applied, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Iron Warriors. And we're going to apply this over basically everything that's functional. So this is going to be things like the telescope and the barrel of the weapon. Like so. We're going to apply this over the top of the blade here, over the top of the kind of casing of this bit of the engine back there, barrel of the weapon as we've already mentioned, and the foot. And so with that then done, we're going to take some thinned down Runelord Brass. And we're going to apply this over the top of all the remaining details. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to add some shades. And the first of these is going to be some Agrax Earthshade. I'm going to use this over the top of the brass, the black Templar, I should say, and all the silver. In fact, we are also going to use this over top of the Black Legion armor. With all that Agrax Earthshade applied, we're then going to take some Carroburg Crimson. I'm going to use this over the top of the robe. With that then done, we're going to take some Reikland Fleshshade. I'm going to apply this to a couple of the brass areas just to add a little bit of kind of a rosy colour in there. So we're going to go in here on that little armour plate there. We're going to do the same thing on the shoulders. Like so. And we're going to do the same thing on the canisters on the back. And for our final shade, we want to take some Biel-Tan Green. I'm going to use this over the top of the green. So with that done, our Warlock Engineer is now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. However, we're of course not going to leave it there. We're going to take it to the next level. I'm going to do this by adding some highlights. Now the first of these is going to be some thinned down pink horror. I'm going to use this to highlight the robe. So with that all done, next up on the highlighting train is to work on the black armour. So the colour we're going to be using first for this is some thinned down Stormvermin Fur. So with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Administratum Grey. I'm going to use this to pick out the sharpest points in all that black armour. So with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Pallid Wych Flesh, and we're going to use this to highlight the rat skin, which thankfully in this case is mostly hairs. And with that Pallid Wych Flesh all applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Karak Stone. And we're going to use this to highlight all of our leather details that we did with Snakebite Leather. And so with that then done, we're going to take some thinned down Screaming Skull. I'm going to use this to highlight the teeth. So with that now done, the next colour we're going to use is some thinned down Moot Green. I'm going to use this to highlight all the green. So with that all done, it's now time to take some thinned down Ironbreaker. I'm going to use this to highlight all of the silver. But as you can see, I've already started. I've started by applying the Ironbreaker over the top of the lens and the telescope as well. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Canoptek Alloy. I'm going to use this to highlight all of our Runelord Brass areas. So with that done, our Warlock Engineer is very nearly finished. We've just got two things left to do in terms of the painting. One of these is the lenses. And, well, the colour we're going to be using first here is some Ork Flesh. Just like that, over the eyepiece. And for our telescope, we're going to take some Talassar Blue. I'm going to apply this over top of that lens. And so with that done, all that's left to do is the base, and we're going to start by taking some thinned down Iron Warriors. I'm going to apply this all over the top of the large thing just here. Once all that Iron Warriors is dry, we then take some Wyldwood. And we're going to apply this over the top of the drum. And with that done, we then take some black Templar and we apply this over top of the pipes. Like so. And we also apply this over the top of the rocks. And so with that done, we then take some Dark Angel's Green, and there's a little kind of smoothy, softy bit in here. Then we're going to apply that over. So with that then done, we're going to finish things off by taking some Tesseract Glow, and we're going to apply it over the top of our green. Of course, we're not technically finished. Instead, what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly actually finish it off by doing what we normally do in these situations when I can't think of a different basing recipe. I always fall back on my favourite, which is to take some Stirland Mud, say it with me, and dry brush it with, drum roll, Tyrant Skull. But we shan't film it because I've done it like 30,000 times at this point. But just so you know, that's what we're going for. I should get this on a t-shirt. Dry brush it with Tyrant Skull. And so with that base now complete, we are off and running with the Skaven half of Skaventide as well, with the Warlock Engineer. Really, really cool little model. A little bit more complicated than I first thought it would be, but it's very, very cool. Very, very nice. It looks really, really awesome. And I'm just really excited to paint more Skaven. I never thought I would be, but there we are. That's the world we live in now. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/warhipster, just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done, scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.